Hello students, I'm so happy that you learn English through this video. This video will help you to learn Block 1 Chakravarthy Investigates. The topic name is Chakravarthy Investigates. Just by seeing the topic itself, you can have some idea. Chakravarthy Investigates. So the name of some person is Chakravarthy in this lesson. Yes, you are going to see about Chakravarthy. He is a small boy. And the second word, investigate. Investigate means, or investigation, the noun. It means it's a formal enquiry. You know, the police used to ask questions about the bad things that happened in our society. It might be any theft, something might be stolen. And what they do, they go and ask questions. What happened? Who was there? When it happened? That kind of enquiry is what we call investigation. And the topic has the word investigates. That is actually a verb. So who investigates? Chakravarthy investigates. As the topic says you, in this lesson Chakravarthy is going to investigate something. We will see what things he inquired, how he caught that, everything we will see in this video. And based on this story, you are going to learn how to preview a story, how to make inferences, how to understand a person's character and how to bring them up in English language, how to get the informations to understand a person or a character's traits. All these things will be taught in this block. Now I'm going to tell you the story Chakravarthy Investigates. So listen carefully. Only based on this story you are going to learn something else. Okay? Chakravarthy, he is such a boy who will always look after what is going on around him. He will not focus on anything that is happening inside his house. But you know what he will be doing always? He will have a hat. He will have the magnifying glass. You might be calling this a lens, you know. What you are seeing in the picture is what we call magnifying glass. And then he will be having an atlas with him. Atlas means it's the name of a book which used to have many maps, roads and everything. The names of the places, everything will be there in that one book. That is what we call atlas. So he will be having these things. Binoculars. You know, binoculars are used to enlarge the things that are far from ourselves, at a distance. If they seems to be very small for our naked eyes, then if we use binoculars, then we can see those small objects as very big one. That is what binoculars. So what he will be doing? He will be having all these things along with him always. He will wear a hat. He will have magnifying glass. He will have an atlas. And he will have binoculars. Why should a person have all these things? Have you got question? See, Chakravarthy is a normal person like you all. But why did he have all these things? There is some reason. You know what he will be doing? He always imagines himself as a detective. Detective means a person who used to make investigations. He will go and ask questions, same like police, but he will be doing by himself as his own job. He will do it as his job and he will get payments for that. Such person is what we call detective. Okay, so he will be thinking always that he is a detective, Chakravarthy. So he has all these four things along with him and he will stand in the 6th floor of the apartment near the window and he will watch on the streets. You know, whenever you get bored, you will be going onto the terrace and you will be watching who are all going on the streets, coming this side, going that way. You all will be doing that, right? And we'll be doing that just for time pass. But you know what Chakravarthy will do? He will make note of everything. Who is going from right to left? Who is going from left to right? How many cars are there? How many houses are there? How many shops? How they look, the people. Whether they have curly hair, whether they have straightened hair, and what color dress they wear. Everything he will be noting down. And you know what? He noted how many shops are there in his street. 67 shops he noted down. He had a note along with him always. 67 shops, their names, their addresses, and who is running that shop. Every detail like these. And what are the people come to each shop as far he can observe. Everything he will watch and he will note down. And this is how a detective used to be, because they need to know what is happening around them. Okay, so these are the common behaviors of whom? Chakravarthy. Chakravarthy's father used to call him, Chakravarthy, go and do your homework. And his mother calls, Chakravarthy, dinner is ready, come for the dinner. And his sister, Chakravarthy, play football with me. That is how his sister used to call him. And he will never listen to them, but he will be doing only watching the streets. What was his ambition? Why he was doing that? Because he wants to be a detective. And if he wants to be a detective, then he has to find some criminals. The word criminal, we call a person a criminal if he or she does a bad thing in the society. We call such a person who does a crime in the society. So he wants to catch at least one criminal, at least a pickpocket. You know pickpocket? Pickpockets means the persons who used to steal things from others' pockets. Those persons are called as pickpockets. So this boy wants to catch at least one pickpocket, because the street on which he is living is totally crowded. Always people used to be there, coming and going. So usually pickpockets used to be there, one among them. So what he wants to do, he wants to stand at the 6th floor having binoculars to enlarge the people and to see through the binoculars, and he wants to catch at least one pickpocket red-handed. Red-handed means at that spot itself. When they take something from some other's pocket, they will be caught, right? You took that, I saw. That is what red-handed, catching red-handed or caught red-handed. So that is his ambition, at least one pickpocket, and he wants to surrender that criminal to the nearby police. This is why Chakravarthy is standing always near the window and keep on watching whether anybody is taking or stealing some things from shop or from any other people. So this is what going on. So now Chakravarthy was looking one after the other person, and there he saw one cow, and that street name was Patel Street. So there were many people walking around here and there, and he saw a cow. It was standing on the street itself at the center. And you know what? That cow was very relaxed, and the buses were waiting to cross the place. That cow doesn't seem like minding what is happening, but it was chewing the banana peel. You know the banana peels, we used to throw it outside. This cow was tasting very much. Wow, very nice. You know where? At the middle of the street. Sometimes you might have seen such kind of thing, right? When you travel along with your parents, when you were riding on the bike along with your dad, you might have seen such kind of thing. So that's the same thing was happening even in the Patel Street. So Chakravarthy was watching this by using his binoculars. The cow, it's chewing what? Banana peel. And it was not giving way for that bus. It started moving very slowly, and it went and stood near one small girl. And immediately Chakravarthy focused on that girl. You know what? That girl was looking very wild in appearance and having very curly hair and a very big frog. And you know what she was doing? She was having an ice cream, and when a baby girl is or a small boy or girl is eating ice cream, what used to be happening there? The ice cream used to drip down throughout their hands, So that is what happening. And Chakravarthy was watching all these things, and you know what she was doing? She was licking that. Okay, and she was enjoying, not at all bothered about what is going on around her. She was very happy to taste that ice cream. And Chakravarthy, you know what he was thinking about that? He is not looking exactly on that girl, but he is trying to find out what flavor that girl was eating, that ice cream flavor. You might be knowing many flavors are there, right? Vanilla flavor, butterscotch, chocolate. So likewise, he wants to find out what flavor she was eating actually. See, by using binoculars from 6th floor, he wants to know what flavor someone is eating on the street. And he tried to find out. Yeah, he's saying sensible girl because she is not willing to waste the ice cream, right? So he is saying to himself, yeah, sensible girl. And what flavor is it? Vanilla flavor? No, fig and honey. So he is predicting with himself. And all these things are going on. And you know what happened at that time? Suddenly there was a commotion. Until there was a commotion, he was not giving even a budge. B-U-D-G-E, budge. It means moving. Budge means move. Okay. So he was not moving even a little. He was standing still near the window and he was watching. There was some commotion. Commotion means a kind of problem, confusion that is going on. Suddenly some confusion happened there on the street. At the end of that street, there was a woman and she was, like crying near the police booth. There was a police booth. You can watch this in this picture. And you know what that lady was, making a lot of confusion here and there. Something is lost for her. And then immediately Chakravarthy focused on that woman, and then he saw this girl. This girl, she was standing alone and she was focusing only on the ice cream. And then Chakravarthy focused on that woman. Then he came to an idea. Immediately he got up from there and he started walking to the ground floor, came out of the apartment, and straight away he took her picture up and went to that police booth. On seeing him bringing this small girl, that inspector, police inspector, he saw and said, there she is. Immediately that woman saw back and told, I thought she was kidnapped. Kidnapped means somebody will take away to some other place. Okay, so that is how she was thinking, and she got really fainted. And now she was really happy. So then Chakravarthy told everything what happened. He was watching from the 6th floor and what is happening there, how he understood everything. He explained to the inspector. And inspector was really happy to know that this is a small boy and he found this girl by understanding from 6th floor. And he was really happy. Even that mother was really happy because that is actually that small girl's mother. And she lost her daughter and she was crying, and that is why there was commotion. And immediately, that mother gave 50 rupees to Chakravarthy to have whatever he wants to buy. And immediately Chakravarthy bowed his head and got that 50 rupees and said, this is not just a gift, but this is actually his fees. Because he did detective's job, right? So if it is a job, then it must be fees, not free money. So he accepted that money as his fees, and he while coming back to his house, he bought one sunglasses and returned to his house. There ends the story, the first block. Preview. We can divide this word into two. Which is pre, which means before. View means having a look. So even before you read this lesson, you can have a look about what this lesson is going to be. You will have some idea. Okay, this is what this lesson is going to be. This is how it goes. By what you get that preview? By seeing the cover page, the cover picture. Now you are able to see the cover picture. So just by seeing this picture, you can get some idea. Because see that there is one person, a boy, he is wearing a hat, he is having binoculars, he is watching from the window downwards. That means he is in some top floor and he is watching down outside. That means it might be a detective story, finding out what problem is there, what is happening, how that can be solved. That kind of detective. Let me tell you one example. If a movie is going to get released, even before the movie gets released, you can view the promo video. Even in TV also, as an advertisement, this movie is going to be released on. Okay, likewise, there might be some advertisement, right? In that short advertisement, they will not show the entire movie, but a short clip here and there throughout the movie. So if you watch that short clip, you can get some idea about what this movie is going to be. Is it going to be an action movie? Is it going to be animation? Whether it is animation movie or not, by seeing the picture you can find it out. That is what previewing. That is for movie. Here, this is for a story, a written one. So just by seeing the cover picture itself, you can preview, you can have some idea. This story is going to be a detective story. Investigations will be there. Crimes will be there. It has to be solved. Who solves it? What is the name of the topic? Chakravarthy investigates. So it might be this person, Chakravarthy, who might solve the case, who might solve the problem. These are all the ideas that you can get as preview for the lesson. And the next one is making inferences. Making inferences means, listen, if you get some clues, because of or based on those clues, you come to a conclusion. By seeing the picture, you came to a conclusion that this story might be a detective story, right? So you are coming to a conclusion based on those clues. That is what we call inference. That is also we can call as inference. Coming to a conclusion, okay, a prediction, this might be the problem. In this story, you can find Chakravarthy comes to a conclusion by seeing what is happening on the street. A mother cries and she is having wild curly hair, and at the other side, a small child eats ice cream. She is also having wild curly hair and she is alone. Having these clues, these are the clues. Having these clues, informations, Chakravarthy came to a conclusion. Okay, this child might be lost. The lost mother, the mother whom lost the child, is crying there. So what he has to do? He has to act immediately to save the child. So by having those clues, he came to a conclusion, right? That is what we call inferences. Okay? So even throughout this lesson, not only by seeing what is happening, but also by seeing their appearance, by seeing the things they have, we can come to a conclusion. We can infer. For example, If your relatives come to your house, they see your room or your shelf, and they might think whether you are a disciplined boy or not just by seeing your shelf, the way you make it clean, keep it clean, and everything in order. If it is so, then they will think that okay, this boy or girl is a disciplined one. They will come to a conclusion. By what? By having those clues. They come and see how you maintain. They get some inferences because of the clues. Okay, this might be the character of this boy. This might be the character of this girl. That is how they infer. It might be true or it might not be true. Okay, inferences might be true or might not be true because there are chances you might have not cleaned, but your mother might cleaned or your father might clean your shelf. There are chances. So inferences are just temporary conclusions that we get based on the clues. So in order to solve the case, in order to get the clues, Chakravarthy observed first. That is what the picture you are having as the cover picture. He is observing, having binoculars and seeing, watching what are all the things happening on the street. First he was observing, then he is noting down the details, what is happening. Then he got some clues and then he made some inferences and he acted to solve the problem. Having all these informations, you can know what might be the character of Chakravarthy. What is the character of Chakravarthy? You can write a paragraph about that. He is a boy who is not at all interested in games, not doing homework, not even food, but only observing in order to detect the criminals. So this is the way you can understand the character of a person. So I want you all to write a small paragraph, the character sketch of Chakravarthy. Have all these informations and write in your own words. Okay, so that's all for this class. Thank you students. Thank you everyone.